So here with Jill Hokinson. Jill is part of Water to Thrive. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I'm a program manager at Water to Thrive, which is a nonprofit organization here in Austin that raises money for water projects in rural Africa. And Abiding Love has been involved with this project since probably 2008-ish, when the Abiding Love Middle School Youth Group decided to take on funding a full well for a community in Ethiopia. And
What, were you involved in that original project? Or?
I knew about, that's how I learned about Water to Thrive, was through working with the middle school youth, actually a little bit after they had just finished funding their first well. And then Abiding Love also funded another well just a couple years ago, and we're working on our third.
Wow, that's fantastic. So tell me about some ways that people have been generous with their time or with their donations to help out with Water to Thrive.
Well, the whole church has really become involved in getting behind this organization and the people that they're serving in rural Africa. Just a few weeks ago, we had a 5K, and we had about probably 20 or 30 people from Abiding Love participate, either as volunteers who helped with registration and setup, and then also we had some runners involved, and that's one way that people can support the U.S. side of things with Water to Thrive, where we're funding our operating budget. And then as far as funding the wells, we've had, Pastor Lene has talked about her experience as a child in Ethiopia to help people learn more about what it's like for people who don't have water there. And people young and old have gotten involved in giving of their money and their time and helping educate each other about this crisis.
Now, what about outside of our church? You said you're a program director, so how are you working with other people outside of Abiding Love to get the Water to Thrive agenda out there, I guess?
I work with churches like Abiding Love all over Texas and even across the U.S. to help them to have campaigns like we've had here so that they could fund a well too. So we'll probably fund 100 wells this year.
Wow.
So I'm working with all different people. And also we work with schools, individuals and families who want to start a campaign together just with their family and fund a well.
Oh.
So all different people.
Well, that's fantastic. Well, thank you very much. And tell us a little bit about your little yellow bucket you've brought here.
Well, we in the U.S., we look at this and we think that this is what we would put diesel in. But if you're in rural Africa, you'll see these everywhere, and it's not diesel that's in them, it's water, because people don't have water that just comes right into their houses. They have to go find it somewhere, and if they don't have a well to get it from, they're probably going to a dirty stream or just a pond somewhere and literally getting water that's just on the ground, open to contamination. And they would put it in here trying to siphon off the dirt from the top of it and get it as clean as possible and then take it back to their house. They also might be traveling 4 to 6 miles just to collect that water, which is taking up many hours of their day when they could be doing other things to generate income or take care of their families. So with Water to Thrive, when we have wells that we build, then the well is right there in the center of the community where people can walk only an hour to get their water, and it's clean water that they collect and put in here so that their families won't get sick from drinking that water.
All right. Well, thank you very much. We appreciate your time today.
Thank you.